Morning. I call to order the meeting of the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees, and we appreciate your interest in the Alabama Community College System, and we welcome you here. A great deal of work and preparation has gone into the development of the documentation for this meeting. Thank you, Chancellor, and your staff, and thank you, our college presidents and your staffs, for all your work in preparing for this meeting. As always, we remain laser focused on student success and remain true to our core mission of adult education, workforce development, and academic transfer. We'll now have our invocation, which will be led by Reverend Elizabeth Goodrich, and she is not a cousin of mine, but maybe a distant cousin. Is a co-owner of Thank You Books, a general interest independent bookstore in Birmingham, Alabama, and an ordained ministry in the Presbyterian Church USA. Before co-founding Thank You Books in 2019, she served congregations in Central Alabama for 15 years. Elizabeth is deeply engaged in community leadership and philanthropy. She currently serves as chair of the board of the Women's Foundation of Alabama and as a board member of Indian Springs School, REV Birmingham, and Columbia Theological Seminary in Decatur, Georgia. She holds a Master's of Divinity from Columbia Theological Seminary. Elizabeth and her husband Mike live here in Birmingham and are the proud parents of 3 children, Catherine, Gibson, and Andrew. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you all. And I do want to say on behalf of the Women's Foundation Board, which I have the pleasure of chairing this year, how much we appreciate our ongoing partnership with the community college system. You all have been fabulous partners in that work, and it's exciting to see what we've been able to do together in terms of building Alabama's workforce. So we are really grateful to you for the work that you do. I'm the daughter and the sister of educators and a business owner, so I am really invested in the work that you all do in Alabama. I'm here today wearing a lot of hats, but I just want to say as a point of personal privilege how much I appreciate the work that you all do, and what an honor it is to offer this invocation this morning. So with that said, I invite you to pray with me. Loving and gracious God, we come from many different places and we understand you in different ways. But we are unified in our prayers for our fellow Alabamians and for a system that is designed to grow skills and opportunities across our state. We are united in our hope for brighter futures for people who might otherwise be left behind. And so we pray that your Spirit might bless this meeting with collegiality and collaboration, and that the work done here today will be pleasing in your sight. Give these presidents and trustees and staff members wisdom and innovation, that their work will continue to bear good fruit. We pray these things in your holy name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend Goodrich. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Present.
Present.
Present. Present. Present.
Present.
Thank you. I know our agenda was distributed in advance for our board members, and I know we have an amendment to it. So, call on.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that the agenda for today's meeting be amended to add item 7A7, Enterprise State Community College request naming of the new Performing Arts Center.
Thank you. Now have a motion. Is there a second?
Is second.
Second. All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote. All right, motion carries. The minutes were distributed ahead of time from our last meeting too. Is there a motion to approve our minutes from last month?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Got a motion, is there a second? Second. Have a second from Mr. Shell, any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote. Aye. Motion carries. We don't have anybody signed up for public comment, do we? Okay. We'll now move into our college spotlight, and it's been a pleasure to be here, and we appreciate Jefferson State for the great hospitality. We had a wonderful reception last night at the Vulcan Park. And Dr. Brown, thank you.
Absolutely, Trustee, Chancellor, thank you for being here this morning. Today, we have the privilege of hearing from a Jefferson State graduate whose journey is a testament to resilience and determination. Deanna Hill's trials have been anything but easy, but through every challenge, she persevered with an unwavering commitment toward her dreams. It's a great, great story. I present to you now Miss Deanna Hill.
Good morning. My name is Deanna Hill, and I'm here to share my story and how Jefferson State Community College's workforce education program changed my life. Before I walked through those doors, I faced financial struggles, worked multiple jobs, and juggled responsibilities. But through it all, I kept going. I wanted to become a nurse, and I wanted to serve as a nurse in the Officer Corps of the Air Force, where I enlisted as a public health technician right out of high school. My journey through nursing school was anything but traditional. It took dedication, support from friends, family, and faculty, an incredible amount of hard work, and maybe just a little bit of stubbornness. I originally started at Jefferson State while working 3 jobs and taking night classes to complete my associate in science with the prerequisites for UAB's nursing program. Those years were exhausting, but I was determined and I did it. I was accepted into both Jefferson State and UAB's nursing programs, but knowing I needed a bachelor's degree to achieve my Air Force career goals, I transferred to UAB's nursing program. But life happened. I did not realize how much more demanding a bachelor's program would be. Balancing a part-time job and my military commitments, the intensity of nursing school became overwhelming. I fought to the very end, but I failed a class by just 0.07 of a point. Talk about salt in a wound. Devastated doesn't even begin to describe it. I questioned everything I'd worked so hard for. For a long time, I could not talk about this without tearing up, but I was not ready to give up. That same afternoon, I walked into the Shelby campus and met with a counselor. I had always felt supported at Jeff State, and I knew they could help me figure out my next steps. I explained my situation, she listened, she offered a hug, and then we got to work. I learned about the 7-point deduction if you've been in a nursing program before, and how my points would be impacted when reapplying. She also introduced me to Jeff State certificate programs, which would boost my application with extra points. It felt like a new opportunity, and I was eager to take it. I decided to enroll in the CNA certificate program with Ms. Linda Thomas. That class changed everything. Ms. Thomas helped rebuild my confidence in myself and strengthen my foundation in healthcare. During the program, I was able to work during the day, attend class in the evenings, which allowed me to continue moving my career forward. Around this time, I'd also gotten married, became a stepmom, adding layers of responsibility and growth to my life. After completing the program and passing the certificate exam, I was ready to move forward. I reached out to a contact at the VA here in Birmingham, and after the interview process, I was hired as a nursing assistant on their hospitalist floor. This job taught me to trust myself and my skills, and I'd once been anxious about patient care, but Tina, my work mom, took me under her wing and helped me gain my confidence. To this day, I'll say I grew up on 6B, and I still refer to Tina as my work mom when I see her in the hallway. After gaining experience as a nursing assistant and waiting the 2 required years to earn those 7 points back, I reapplied to the Jefferson State nursing program. Funny enough, I was on a COVID mission with the Army the day I got the email from Jefferson State. I had been religiously checking my email, but I couldn't stomach opening it when it finally came in. Instead, I handed my phone to my buddy Crouch and told him to check it for me. He smiled and said, "You need to read this." It was my acceptance letter, and that moment was so surreal. Everything I had worked for was finally coming back together. While the program was still challenging at Jefferson State, it gave me the structure and support I needed to balance life, work, drill, and school. Despite the challenges, I graduated with my nursing degree from Jeff State, but life did not spare me turbulence. I went through a divorce at this time. It was one of the hardest seasons of my life, but I was not alone. The incredible faculty and staff and friends I had made at Jefferson State rallied around me and reminded me that I was stronger than I felt. It takes a village. My success is not mine alone. I am standing here today because of everyone who guided me and believed in me when I struggled to believe in myself. Because of the support I received at Jefferson State, I had the tools I needed to succeed and reach my goals. I'm proud to say, current day, that I've continued on to complete my bachelor's in science and nursing from UAB, half of which I earned while deployed in Saudi Arabia. I currently work in the CCU ICU at the VA hospital here in Birmingham, and I've applied for and had the opportunity to interview for a clinical nurse officer position at my base. Dreams do come true, and now I eagerly and nervously wait to hear if I'll be selected for this role. None of this would have been possible without Jefferson State. I cannot thank Jefferson State enough for the work they do, both alongside students and behind the scenes. They have truly changed my life. I am blessed beyond measure and grateful for the support I've received throughout my journey. Jefferson State became more than just a school to me. It became a place where I found my confidence, my resilience, and my path forward. To the Dean of Workforce Education, thank you for inviting me here today, allowing me to share my story. Board members, thank you for your time and attention. To anyone else, if you're still in the trenches working towards your dream or your goals, I urge you to keep going because it is possible. Thank you.
Of course, the presidents know this, but this is what gets us up out of bed every day, making these opportunities. But what a great story of persistence and resilience.
Thank you very much, Ms. Hill. Thank you, and congratulations. We'll now move into Section 8, Executive Legal and Public Information, action item A1, which is a mission statement. We're going to also combine item number 5, which is another mission statement with that. So item A1 and A5 is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees approve the revised mission statement of Northwest Shoals Community College and Bishop State Community College. Item number 5. Do I have a motion to combine and approve those items?
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Houston. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay, next we'll have item number 8A2, which is Snead State Community College. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Snead State Community College to increase the college's dorm and board rates by $300 each in a staggered manner. The first rate increase of $150 for each will take effect fall semester of 2025, and the second increase of $150 will take effect fall semester of 2027. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
So moved, Mr. Lights. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Houston. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote. Motion carries. Item 8A3 at Marion Military Institute is approval for the naming of the new Math and Science Building. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize the president of Marion Military Institute to name the new Math and Science Building as the Anthony J. Rain Hall and to add appropriate signage. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Roan, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Lightsey. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote. Motion carries.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 8A4 is at Calhoun Community College, the bookstore operations agreement with Barnes & Noble College Booksellers, LLC. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize the president of Calhoun Community College to enter into a bookstore operation and service agreement with Barnes & Noble College Booksellers, LLC, for a period of 5 years with an option for an additional 5 one-year renewals, and to charge a $24 per credit hour fee for textbook rental. This agreement will take effect at the end of the current agreement with Follett. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second from Mr. Houston. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote. Motion carries. Okay, we've already taken care of item number A5.
Yes.
Item number A6. Alabama Community College System proclamation designating April as Community College Month in Alabama. And I'm going to read a proclamation, a part of the proclamation for that. The governor declared Alabama Community College Month as April yesterday, and you'll be seeing that, I'm sure. Okay, this is a proclamation declaring April as Community College Month in Alabama. Whereas April is nationally recognized as Community College Month a time to honor the positive impact community colleges have on millions of individuals across the country, and the Alabama Community College System, comprised of our 24 public community college and technical colleges, is the largest post-secondary education training network in Alabama. And whereas the 24 community technical colleges serve as a launch pad for opportunity for more than 140,000 individuals annually, regardless of age, background, or prior educational experiencing, by offering high-quality, affordable education and training across the state. And there's several more whereas that I'm going to skip over, but I'm going to say whereas the last one, Alabama's community and technical colleges live their mission every day to make life better, not just for students, but also for the communities they serve. And now, therefore, we do hereby proclaim April as Community College Month in Alabama and encourage all Alabamians to recognize and celebrate the indispensable role that Alabama's community and technical colleges play in building a stronger and more prosperous future for our state. Adopted by the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees this 10th day of April 2025. Actually, it's the 9th, right? Today's 9th. Okay, I'm day ahead. All right. Is there a motion to approve that? So moved, Jeb. Second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Lightsey. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Here's your signature. Next, we have action item number 8A7, and this is Enterprise State Community College. This is approval for naming of the newly constructed Performing Arts Center. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize the president of Enterprise State Community College to name the newly constructed Performing Arts Center as the Performing Arts Center Jimmy Baker Hall in honor of Chancellor Jimmy Baker, and to add appropriate signage. Is there a motion to approve? Mr. Mitchell, Jeb Shell has a second. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote. Motion carries Motion carries unanimously. I hope we surprised you, because we tried mighty hard to surprise you. We did. And I told somebody, I said, he's pretty darn sly. I don't know if we're going to get this one over on. So, good deal, good deal. Chancellor, you want to say anything before we move on?
Not at this moment.
All right. I understand.
Pretty emotional.
Sure. We appreciate you. All right. I'm looking for the next one here. So, all right. All right, we're moving on to section 9, which is instruction, research and development, adult education, facilities, physical information technology and workforce development. The first item is action 9A1 at Calhoun Community College, an associate in applied science and radiologic technology. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees approve Calhoun Community College's application for an associate in applied science and radiologic technology to be implemented fall semester of 2025. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Houston, do I have a second? Second, Mr. Chill. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we're going to have two more items at Calhoun Community College. We're going to combine items 9A2 and 9A3. These are both for purchase of property. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Calhoun Community College to proceed with the project named Decatur Campus purchase of Cook's property. Closing shall be executed no later than August 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. And the other property is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Calhoun Community College to proceed with the project named Decatur Campus purchase of the Vocational Rehabilitation Services property. Closing shall be executed no later than June 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion to combine and approve those two items?
Motion to approve the purchases.
Okay, have a motion by Mr. Lightsey. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Houston. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Those motions carry. Item number 9A4 is also at Calhoun Community College at the Huntsville campus, the Sparkman Building chiller and mechanical equipment replacement. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Calhoun Community College to proceed with the project named Huntsville Campus Sparkman Building chiller and mechanical equipment replacement. This is for pre-purchase of major mechanical equipment. Construction contracts shall be executed no later than June 30th, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Houston's motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Levelin. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we go to item number 9A5 at Wallace State Community College, preliminary capital project planning approval request for issuance of local college bonds. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees approve the following capital projects for bond financing consideration at Wallace State Community College: new construction of a STEM building, an automotive building, precision machining and advanced manufacturing, and road parking lot improvements. The approval of the capital projects will allow the Chancellor and the President of the college to pursue local college bond financing of up to $18 million for these projects. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Mr. Lightsey, is there a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Houston. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have item 9A6, which is at Snead State Community College, the purchase of the Albertville Airport hangar for aviation training program. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Snead State College to proceed with the project named purchase of Albertville Airport hangar for aviation training program. Closing shall be executed no later than June 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Mr. Houston, do I have a second? Second by Jim. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. And I might add that site has been home to our training for international students. I know at least one of our community colleges, that one has had international students from Argentina. Next, we're going to combine items number 7 and 8, both at Lurleen B. Wallace Community College. The Andalusia Regional Hospital gifting of building for the college to the College for Rural Health Care Program. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Lurleen B. Wallace Community College to proceed with the project named Andalusia Regional Hospital gifting of building to the college for rural health care program. Clothing shall be executed no later than July 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. And item number 9A8, also at LBW Community College Op Campus, building renovation. It is recommended the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Lurleen B. Wallace Community College to proceed with the project named Op Campus Building C renovation. Construction contracts for the project should be executed no later than July 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion to approve both those projects?
So moved.
The motion, Mr. Mitchell, is there a second? Second, Mr. Shell. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we have item 9A9 and 9A10, both at Enterprise State Community College. Enterprise campus purchase of C&T Wholesale and Diefendorfer property. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Enterprise State Community College to proceed with the project named Enterprise Campus purchase of C&T Wholesale and Diefendorfer property. Closing shall be executed no later than July 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. And then item 9A10 is the purchase of the Span property. It's recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Enterprise State Community College to proceed with the project named Enterprise Campus purchase of Span property. Closing shall be executed no later than July 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall also expire. Is there a motion to approve that?
So moved.
Mr. Mitchell, second.
Second.
Mr. Shell, any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have item 9A11 at Central Alabama Community College, the Alexander City Campus Library renovation. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Central Alabama Community College to proceed with the project named Alexander City Campus Library renovation construction. Construction contracts for the project shall be executed no later than July 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Houston, yes, sir. Second? Second, Mr. Chill. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, we have item 9A12 at J.F. Ingram State Technical College, the Perry County Correctional Facility New Workforce Training Building. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize J.F. Ingram State Technical College to proceed with the project named Perry County Correctional Facility New Workforce Training Building. Construction contracts for the project shall be executed no later than July 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Mr. Roan, have a second from Mr. Lightsey. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. All right, now we have item 9A13 at Jefferson State Community College, Harold Martin Building roof replacement. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize Jefferson State Community College to proceed with the project named Jefferson Campus Harold Martin Building roof replacement. Construction contracts for the project shall be executed no later than July 1st, 2025, or this authorization shall expire. Is there a motion to approve? Mr. Houston?
So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Is there a second? Second. Second, Mr. Roan. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries. The last action item is item 9A14, which is Alabama Community College System Industry Certification Initiative Funds for FY 24-25 for existing industry training program. It is recommended that the Alabama Community College System Board of Trustees authorize the Chancellor to distribute an additional $300,000 through grants from the legislative appropriation for industry certification initiative funds that support existing industry training. The The original allocation of $300,000 approved on September 11th, 2024 has been expended on various training programs at our colleges. Individual grants awarded by the Chancellor shall be limited to a maximum of $15,000 for the purpose of providing training for existing businesses. The Chancellor and his staff are authorized and encouraged to use all appropriate means to expedite the award of these grants to timely meet the needs of existing businesses. Is there a motion to approve?
So,
Mr. Houston, is there a second? Second, Mr. Shell. Any discussion? All those in favor, raise your hand or voice vote.
Aye.
Motion carries. We'll now move into item 10, personnel. Nothing on personnel? Okay. All right, item number 11, Chancellor's report.
Let's have a conversation about attendance, enrollment, and it continues to increase. We're excited about that. Yes, sir.
We are very excited about that. Thank you to our board members for allowing me to be able to give this update. President Brown, thank you for your hospitality and that of your team in inviting us to your campus to do an on-site board meeting. This is very exciting, and we're thrilled about the things that are going on at Jefferson State. So we're at that weird part of the year where I have 3 terms that we can talk about. I'll try to go through them quickly, but we will talk about this current spring semester, the upcoming summer, and the upcoming fall. So as of April 8th, as of yesterday, our colleges have enrolled over 84,000 students in spring courses, in 4-credit courses. That's slightly over 8%, an increase of slightly over 8% over spring 2024. That's over 6,200 more students. 21 of our 24 colleges are currently showing spring headcount increases. Moving on to credit hour production, 696,489 credit hours are being taken by those students that we just talked about. That is a 6.71 increase over spring 2024, and that's 43,815 more credit hours. 22 of our colleges are showing credit hour production increases. So just a tremendous increase over spring enrollment. That increase in enrollment for spring over spring is actually higher than what we had fall over fall. We talk about a lot when you have a good fall enrollment, it tends to mean that you're going to have pretty solid spring enrollment too. But since our spring is a little bit over that, that gives good indications over things that are happening in student success, retention, persistence, and those types of figures as well. So I'll move on to summer 2025. This sometimes seems to be the forgotten term when it comes to conversations like this, but it's a very important one, and it's one that we're also looking to see significant increases so far. Right now, our colleges have enrolled 19,868 students in 147,726 credit hours for the summer term. So from a head count standpoint, we're over 2,300 students more than we were on this date last year. From a credit hour production standpoint, 18,800 more credit hours being registered for by this time in the year. We still have a long way to go for summer registration. There's still several weeks left for students to register for, or a couple of weeks left for students to register for that first summer term, and then of course there's a second mini term toward the end of the summer, and there will be time for students to register for that. So we'll keep you updated on those numbers, but applications are also very promising. We have received over 25,800 applications for the summer 2025 term. These would be new students, and that is a 13.8% increase in applications year over year, over 3,100 more applications. 20 of our colleges who offer summer classes are currently up in application count, and those early indications show that we expect increases in first-time freshmen, transfer students, dual enrollment, and our readmitted and returning students for the summer term. We also have some application figures we'd like to share with you for the fall enrollment. So far for this upcoming fall, our colleges have received 51,069 applications. That, as of this moment, is an 11.62% increase in applications year over year, 5,316 more applications year over year, and 20 of our colleges are ahead in application count at this time. And then early indications show that we expect to be up first-time freshmen, transfer students, transient students, dual enrollment, and readmitted and returning students. So again, we a lot of times hang our hat on that, looking really, really good. So thank you for your support. I also do want to share some workforce and adult education numbers. So for the spring term, since January 1st, we have had 13,797 registrations for workforce development programs, and you can see the way those break down. Some key ones, just the spring term alone, 8,443 Innovation Centers / Skills for Success registrations. That's very significant. We have, actually, I apologize, I have that listed twice. It is the 8,400 number. That's a typo, but it is the 8,400 number. Over 1,600 in training, business, and industry partners, 1,500 plus in workforce education, and so that's a very significant number. We also have over 13,500 registrations for our various adult education programs. So very significant things that are happening on the workforce and adult education side. Are there any questions about enrollment?
Thank you, Neil.
Thank you for your time.
If you'll send us those slides, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Do something I don't normally do. Mark, put your pen down and come over to the mic and explain, because we've been sitting here and passed a lot of resolutions authorizing a lot of construction. If you're a new person to attending one of our board meetings, you probably wonder, how does this happen? How do we go about managing construction projects and getting approved? And look, this didn't shake Mark. He's well organized and he can explain exactly the process. And I just sprung this on him.
He really did. I'm very comfortable coming to these meetings and relaxing and letting the board and the chancellor approve all these. I think it really starts with our presidents. They're the ones that we really rely on to create a vision. And when we take a look at the broader scope of things, you know, the system's been in existence since 1960, the mid-60s. So we've got a lot of buildings out there, most of them that are more than 40 years of age, and they're in need of facility renewal, capital renewal. And so the process really begins in sitting down, and we've been able to establish, for the most part, an understanding of what condition our facilities are in. And then our college presidents are very good in identifying what we have in the way of immediate needs. And at the same time, they're working constantly in creating a vision, a master plan, if you will, of what we need to do with these facilities. When we take a look at the utilization of our facilities, in general, most of our campuses are underutilized, and so there's an intentional effort to right-size, repurpose our campuses. There are many colleges I could stand up as an example of this. Jefferson they're hosting this meeting today. They're a great example of doing this and thinking out of the box, how do we use these buildings and repurpose them? And so as we get into that, it then comes back to us and we look at funding. Board members and for everybody, when we take a look at where we began 4 years ago, we had about nearly a $4 billion deficit of needed facility renewal. That's a large number. And with some of the unique things that have happened in the last few years, we've been able to successfully address and get into planning over $1 billion of that need. So we still have a lot ahead of us. With that planning and effort that the college presidents give in the way of feedback, it then comes back to the administration. to the facility division, and there's a lot of discussion that occurs at the Montgomery office in collaboration with our presidents in terms of, okay, what do we do? How do we move these things forward? And so I think as of late, I think that the last report that we had showed nearly 600 or more projects that are in some form of planning, or they're in progress, or they're being closed out. And so there is a lot of work that is taking place with all these projects. One of the things that we have given the board the assurance of for the community and the public is that we don't bring any project to the board for approval or vote unless we know we have funding. And that's one of the things that Chancellor Baker is just an excellent steward of. We make sure that we have enough, and almost like we have this a contingency, if you will, a reserve amount, that in the event that the economy or something goes sideways, we'll always be able to finish a project. And so we've got a lot of credit that also goes to the legislature. They have been absolutely responsive to what Chancellor Baker and our college presidents have been trying to do and create an awareness of facility renewal and needs across the system. And thanks to the legislature, much of what we are doing is being realized. There's still much to be done, but that's just how we move these projects forward. I have to give a lot of credit. I think I have the best committee that I get to work with at the board level. It's the facilities committee. And so anytime we are getting things ready, and the presidents know this, it starts with the facility committee and the board members that serve on that. We've got Mr. Roan, Mr. Houston, Mr. Goodrich, Mr. McCartney, who's not here today, but we really have a good time. But there's a lot of work that goes into those meetings every month, and the committee is absolutely responsive and supportive of what we're doing. And they really provide a good direction and are very much synchronized with what Chancellor Baker and the vision of the presidents are trying to accomplish. This may seem like it's too good to be true, but when we do move forward with projects, our presidents, the chancellor, and that facility committee, they're unified. We're synced up, and we're trying to always do the right things. Chancellor Baker, did I address that the way you wanted?
I was impressed. I just think it explains a lot, and it's something that I want people to know, that we're very diligent and focused on doing a good job, working with the presidents and with the board and the utilization of funds. We're very sensitive about it, and you've done a good job explaining.
I think there's one other thing. There's, at the system office level, Chris Cox, he's been a tremendous advocate in terms of supporting programs. So as our presidents get engaged too, just know that Chris is very helpful in helping us to be able to defend, put together justifications and so forth that are needed for the project. So, thank you.
Thank you.
By the time we vote on a project up here, we've looked at it multiple times, and we've talked about it in our facilities committee meeting, at our work sessions, or our calls, monthly calls. So it seems like we run them through in a hurry, but it's because we've talked about it ad nauseum on most cases. So anyway, thank you. Any committee reports? Not aware of any. Okay, we'll have our work session in here in just a few minutes. It's 11:15 now. Let's wait till 11 o'clock to kick that off. And our next Board of Trustees meeting will be back in Montgomery on May 14th at 10 a.m. in the ACCS building there in Montgomery. If there's no further business for us, we're adjourned. Is there a motion to adjourn? Mr. Chill. Second? Second. All in favor? We're adjourned.
So did you get that date?
Go ahead and get started if y'all take a seat, please. Now call to order the Board of Trustees work session. Mr. David O'Brien, if you'll get started, please.
Good morning to everyone.
Good morning.
We're going to start the work session. I'm going to take the first two items together. The first is at Central Alabama, and the second is at Chattahoochee Valley. And this is an item in connection with both colleges' agreement with Barnes & Noble for the operation of their bookstores. Both entered into bookstore operations agreements with Barnes & Nobles a couple of years ago. And in those contracts, there was reserved to Barnes & Noble the opportunity to review costs and to request increases. With regard to both of these operation agreements, Barnes & Noble has requested that the per credit hour rental fee be increased by 50 cents. And that is the request for both colleges for the board's approval. Does anyone have any questions with regard to either of those items? The next item on the agenda is at Reed State. It is a request by the college that the Board of Trustees authorize the college to increase its special building fee from $15 to $20 per credit hour, with the increased fee to take effect in the fall semester of 2025. The anticipated additional revenue is just over $300,000. Is there any questions regarding this item? The next item is also at Reed State. And is a request that the Board of Trustees authorize the college to implement an application fee and housing fee rates for its new student housing. The housing fee rates and the application fee, if approved, would take effect in the fall semester of 2025. The recommended rates are $2,400 for a double room for fall and spring semesters, $1,500 for a double room in the summer semester, $2,800 for fall and spring for a single room, $2,000 for a single room in the summer, and the application fee would be $200. The proposed rates are expected to generate almost $700,000 annually in additional revenue for the college. Are there any questions relating to this item? The next item is at Bevel State. It is a request that the Board of Trustees authorize the Alabama Community College System on behalf of Bevel State to proceed with the sale of the Carl Elliott House. The sale of the house would be by open, competitive, advertised, sealed bids, and the property is not currently being used by the college, is unoccupied, and does not contribute to the college's operations or mission. The aging structure of the property is likely to require substantial financial resources for repair and maintenance. The college has had an appraisal done on the property, and that came back at $154,100. Does anyone have any questions regarding this item? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. O'Brien. Next, have the instruction, research, and development, item number 6, Snead State Community College.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Greg Randall. I'm the Dean of Career Technical Education and Workforce at Snead State Community College. And on behalf of Dr. Whitmore and myself, I want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to provide leading-edge training in Marshall County for our communities. What we are looking to do and what we're requesting is to start a new 2-year degree in additive manufacturing and drafting and design. It will contain 3 embedded certificates, 2 short-term and 1 long-term certificate. So we're requesting approval.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Last items are all facilities. Mark Salmon.
Board members, Chancellor Baker, we have 5 items to share with you this morning. 2 of these begin by taking us down to Evergreen to Reed State. The first one is the Black Angus restaurant property that we've recently purchased. Board members, this is being repurposed for a dining, eating facility, food service solution for the college. As we take a look at this particular property, it is right next to what we refer to as the Red Roof Inn. And so it'll be providing a food solution for the students that will use this as a dormitory solution. And then also we have efforts that will have a sidewalk coming in from the college down to the restaurant there, as well as the Red Roof Inn, so that students on campus that want to have a food service solution will also be able to come down and enjoy that as well. This is a little bit of the interior of the existing facility and so forth that we have there that we included in your packet. One of the things that will begin next week is that as the design team is working on this, we are beginning to work with professional food service consultants and others to define what that needs to look like for the students, and at the same time providing a local food solution for the community. Board members, any questions about the repurposing of the Black Angus Inn for a housing food solution for Reed State Technical College? The next project is the Red Roof Inn next to the Black Angus. Board members, we're repurposing that facility for being able to accommodate more than 100 students and a housing solution there at the college. This is a very active and aggressive program that is moving right now. The architect team will tell you that we're pushing them too hard, but they are responsive. And we are moving quickly enough on this, board members, that we are bringing some bid results back to you as early as the next board meeting in May. So we're trying to stand this up, move quickly, make the code improvements that we have to for life safety for the facility, and have this available for the students to access it, at least in part, by August, so that the college can benefit from this facility as quickly as possible. Board members, any questions about repurposing the Red Roof Inn as a housing solution for Reed State? The next one, board members, takes us back up to the northwest part of the state, to Northwest Shoals, specifically to the Phil Campbell campus. We're making great progress there with repurposing and the renovations and improvements there at the campus. This one, board members, is actually the slope on the back side of the campus there that is outlined in yellow. This has been an ongoing concern for perhaps a long time with erosion. We've known about this and have been looking at a cost-effective solution, and we think that we have identified that. And so the attempt is to stabilize the site and stop the erosion and so forth. Initially, when that campus was built, board members, they just took the top of the hill, flattened it, pushed the dirt to the back side, and it's been there since the 60s, and so it's now time for us to deal with those issues of drainage and so forth, and we're doing that. We do expect bids to come back to us at the end of April this month, and we'll bring those results back to you for action in the May board meeting. Any questions about the stabilization of the slope and erosion that we have at the Phil Campbell campus for those improvements. The next one, board members, takes us to Chattahoochee Valley. We swing back over to the eastern part of the state there to Phoenix City. Specifically, we have a similar condition that we do that I just shared with you at Phil Campbell. On the baseball field, they did a similar thing there where years ago they pushed the top of that hill, made it flat, and we're able to put these fields at the college. But the western slope there continues and has had an issue with erosion. We didn't necessarily see this when we started working on this campus a couple of years ago with softball, but we did see some evidence that the slope is beginning to slough off and slip. So we've engaged an engineer to help us stabilize that site, and that will come with some of the information you see here, that is that your drainage and erosion or just the runoff of the water is occurring. We can control it. It'll go into a detention pond, and as we take care of all these needs, that should fix and give us some permanency in terms of stopping the erosion there at Chattahoochee Valley for baseball. Board members, we'll have those bid results coming back to us later this month, and we'll bring those results back to the board for action in the May board meeting. Any questions about the baseball field slope repairs at Chattahoochee Valley? And then, board members, the last one takes us down towards the southern part of the state to Enterprise, specifically to their Geneva campus. We have a project down there that is referred to as the Armory Renovation for Workforce Technical Education. This one will be more popularly known as GTEC. But at this particular site, as we acquired that Armory location recently, we're going back in there and we're going to take the old Armory, we're going to modernize it and do some things there to beautify the facility on the inside and the outside, and give it the technical infrastructure that it needs. And then there's a building down here that's highlighted in green that is also basically it's an empty metal building. But it is very efficient. It serves the purpose where we're converting that into instructional space. And this location is really going to target, among other things, the training for aviation and so forth that they're currently offering, and they hope to be able to expand in that location. Board members, we have the architects GMC that's involved, and generally we expect that we'll have bids coming back to us here. We've set the 14th. If that holds and we don't have any slippage with addendums, we'll bring those bid results back to you for action in the May board meeting. Board members, any questions about Enterprise State and their efforts to develop and prepare the Geneva campus for these technical programs? Board members, that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you, Mr. Bama. We don't have anything else on our agenda. I want to thank President Brown and your staff. Great hospitality. We appreciate you hosting us here. Are there any parting instructions from you?
So we have grab-and-go lunches in the room next door. The presidents are meeting just down the hall in room 156. And our lunches are being delivered down there. So safe travels. Thanks for being here, though.
Safe travels. Thank you very much. We're adjourned.